I love Wales. The polls said that Reform would win. Sprouts. I mean, it's not really that much of a failure for Reform at all. Look at that, what a nicely done. Loving it. They didn't win. Welcome back to Ninja Rider. We need to talk about Caerphilly.
I give public notice that Lindsay Whittle is duly elected as the member of the Senate for Caerphilly constituency.
Yeah, so the opinion polls all had a Reform UK win. The results came in. Lindsay Whittle of Plaid Cymru, 47%. Llyr Powell of Reform UK, 36%. They've gone from 2% of the vote in 2021 to 36% of the vote in 2025. That's an insane swing. And Labour, 11%. The constituency of Caerphilly being a Labour stronghold for over 100 years, where Tommy Cooper was born. 11%. Extremely significant. 11% for over 100 years. 11%. If you're new here, please could you do me a huge favour and just hit that like button and subscribe. I really am trying to get this thing going and it's so hard. Please. Cheers. So let's take a look at some reasoning why. Well, the by-election was for a seat in the Senedd, which is the devolved Welsh Parliament. The Welsh Parliament has been devolved since 1999, and next year, in 2026, they will hold a full-scale election for seats in the Senedd. The by-election was required because the Labour MS who held the seat tragically died in August 2025. Right, I'm just going to go. Not a problem. So it's not a seat in the House of Commons, but it's much more significant than a seat on a local council somewhere. It's a good indication of the sentiment of the Welsh electorate. So Caerphilly is in the heart of South Wales. Try saying South Welsh Valleys, that's a mouthful that. There's a bike. Very tightly knit mining community. Look at those sheep grazing, loving it. The running joke used to be, you didn't count the Labour votes in Caerphilly, you would weigh them. So with that being said, how on earth have Labour messed this up so badly and embarrassingly? Reform tapped into the anti-Labour sentiment quite well. They failed to get those tactical votes to vote for them. Nigel Farage, with his Let's Throw Everything At It campaign, I mean, the guy even turned up to town multiple times, took selfies with the candidate, selfies with all the locals, selfies with the Tommy Cooper statue, everyone predicting him to win, all the hype, the TV debate went well. So what went wrong? I think there's three main reasons. The first reason, tactical voting. Red Labour votes in Caerphilly, lending votes to Plaid Cymru to stop Nigel Farage. Number two, scandal. So this guy, Nathan Gill, he's the former leader of Reform in Wales. The guy pled guilty to accepting bribes from Russia, sleaze, to talk them up in European Parliament. We love a scandal in the UK, don't we? As you'd expect, Plaid jumped all over it, hammering it home that Reform are a threat to national security. I mean, talk about timing. And apparently Reform UK were going out dropping leaflets through letterboxes on the day of Heffin Davis's funeral. It really didn't help things, did it? Which is just... whoever made that decision is just clueless. Just don't do that. Don't do that. One of the things Charlie Kirk said was you can tell a lot about someone in how they behave when someone dies. They knew that a funeral was going to take place, so they decided on the day of the funeral we're going to go around posting leaflets to take the dead guy's seat. Come on, don't do that. Ill-judged would be putting it mildly. And then the third reason, Lindsay Whittle. You know, I've been living around this area nearly all my life and I still discover roads that I never knew existed. Really quick, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe and turn that notification bell on. It really was a case of the master versus the apprentice, even though they're in different parties. You got 72-year-old Lindsay Whittle, an absolute legend, versus a 30-year-old whose only real election experience is 3 years ago. He stood on a local council election in Cardiff for the Conservatives. If you've never heard of Caerphilly, it's where Tommy Cooper was born. And if you've never heard of Tommy Cooper, you should look him up. He's a very funny man. Tommy Cooper famously died on stage having a heart attack, and the crowd thought it was part of the act, so no one stepped in to help. He always used to wear a fez, Tommy Cooper. There's probably a generation now that think Tommy Cooper just is a face on birthday cards. Lindsay Whittle. First elected a councillor in the 1970s. He's fought 13 different election campaigns prior to this. The guy deserves huge respect for that, time after time, and this time he has won. So good for him, and congratulations to him. But that was all part of the formula really, and it's worked. It all played into a sense of Welsh togetherness. You got 72-year-old Lindsay Whittle tapping into that Welsh nationalism, who's like tearing up on the winning podium, bringing a sense of togetherness, versus this young chap, 30-year-old Llyr Powell, they branded Reform the party of division, who saw staring into the abyss, while his leader, Nigel Farage, is halfway up the M4 back to London. The party that want Welsh independence branding someone else the party of division. But it worked, and that's politics. He probably had a genuine reason, but it didn't look good, did it? There goes the gearbox. So there you have it. Reform's big celebration day ruined. For now at least. So as the Reform bubble burst, you've got to imagine if Plaid weren't there, Reform would have absolutely decimated Labour. Plaid have won. It's more tactical rather than Plaid being popular. But I go back to what I said in my previous video, that Reform's problem is not popularity anymore. It's senior politicians, it's people with experience. If they can really get together with some people of notoriety, then they seriously could win a general election. You just can't ignore how embarrassing it is for Labour. I would most definitely say it's a by-election where Labour have lost. As in, okay, yeah, they lost the vote, but I mean they really lost in like their reputation. That should really hammer it home to Keir Starmer and Westminster. Stop announcing absolutely ludicrous things that you never even mentioned in your manifesto. No one wants digital ID. No one asked for it. But looking at the bigger picture, it's huge for Reform. It demonstrates that they can absolutely take votes from Labour. The writing is on the wall. What do you think? Do you think it was just a load of overhyped nonsense about Reform? Do you think it sends a message to Westminster, to Keir Starmer? Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.